Hi, I'm Juliet Casca, trainer to Michaela Conlon, best known as Angela on Bones. Self magazine featured Michaela's workout in their celebrity move to steal. When Michaela and I first started working together, she came to me to work on her posture. As you know, Michaela is a tall and beautiful girl, and quite often with tall girls, we have tight chest muscles and very weak upper back extensor muscles. So Michaela and I started, our first exercise was on the foam roller. But don't worry, if you don't have a foam roller at home, you can take a couple of beach towels and just roll them up to about as thick as this foam roller is. And then lie back down onto it. Bring your arms up to 90 degrees. I call these robot arms. And you want to think your arms are like a robot because they're not going to change the angle of them as you move through the exercise. Your feet are about hip width apart and your abs are drawn in to keep you steady on the roller. Draw the hands back like you're shaving the side of your head. And then open the elbows to the side, drawing your elbows down and in towards your waistline, and then bring the arms back to the start position. As you come back, the ribs and the navel are going to want to pop up. So you need to draw them in just a little bit deeper, actually working the core as well as stretching out the chest. This feels so delicious. It's a nice stretch across the front of the chest. And as you advance in this move, you're going to begin to tilt the elbows up towards the ceiling and lower the wrists down towards the ground, deepening the stretch. But don't be so eager to move into that. Try 5 to 10 of these and move slowly through the full circle. Our next move, we're going to come down to the mat. We're going to take a yoga pose called Cobra, but it's a mini Cobra, meaning we're not going to come up too far. Stretch the legs out behind you and press the tops of the feet into the ground. Draw your abs in, so there's a little space between your navel and the mat. Place your thumbs next to your armpits and press out from the crown of your head through the tips of your toes. On an inhale, press down through your hands and draw your chest forward. On an exhale, lower back and down. So this is a mini Cobra because we're not coming up all the way. A full Cobra would be up like this. For the mini Cobra, I want you to think about keeping the ribs down on the mat, but drawing them in towards one another to help keep you supported. You want to feel this all across the upper back extensors. Draw the shoulders up to your ears and back into your spine, and inhale, coming up. And exhale, lowering down. Start with about 5 and then move up to 10. And again, moving slow through this. You really want to feel the stretch in the front of the body and the activation in the back of the body. Our next exercise, we're going to take from Pilates, and it's called Swan Dive. Stretch the arms out in front of you, reach the legs behind you, and again, keep a long spine with the belly button drawn up. Inhale and lift your head, arms, and thighs off the ground, and then lift up a little higher, moving into a rock, trying to keep the body in the arch the entire time. And release. From here, sit back into a child's pose. And visualize breathing into your back and expanding all the muscles between the scapulas, across the waistline, and across the pelvis. Inhale fully and exhale. Take about 3 breaths there. And then come up onto all fours. Again, taking a pose from yoga. Place the hands firmly down, tuck the toes under. Using the abs, lift your hips up, pressing your hips towards the ceiling, and pressing the heels down to the ground. At the same time, push the hands into the ground and move your chest towards your thighs. It's a lot of upper body work here and a deep stretch across the hamstrings and the calf muscles. But the deeper you're able to move the chest towards the thighs, the more you'll get to open up the front of the body. And hold that for 30 seconds, up to a minute, and repeat. Next exercise, come back down onto the stomach, and we're going to go into skydiver. One of my personal favorites because it reminds me of skydiving. Bring the arms out to 90 degrees, bend the knees, and on an inhale, lift everything up. And of course, on the exhale, lower down. As you inhale and lift, angle the elbows down towards the ground and the wrists up towards the ceiling. And down. Inhale, give a little hold and squeeze at the top, and release. Next one, we're going to turn around. You're going to feel this one a lot in the arms now, just an added little benefit. Place the hands down just behind the hips and face the fingers towards your heels. Heels are about hip width apart. And then lift up, bringing your body up into a table, and then lower down, bending at the elbows to lower your tailbone, and then lift right back up again. As you come up, push through the hands, feel the tricep, the back of the arm working, And when you come up into your table, really press your hips up to the ceiling and open the chest. Be careful that your head doesn't fall back. You want to keep a long neck here and lower down. You can do more reps on this one. Let's say we start with 10 and build up to 20. But at the top of each repetition, hold and squeeze for a moment before you lower down. And you're not resting your butt on the ground, you're just tapping and then lifting right back up. Our final move is called door hinges. If you have a TheraBand or another exercise band at home, you want to use that. You can also use small free weights. I recommend using a light weight, like a 1 up to a 3 pound weight. You could also use a towel, that your range of motion will be shortened. And you could also just use an isometric where you tighten the muscle in order to activate it. So I'm using a TheraBand. Place your upper arm and your elbows into your side body. Stand nice and tall with the belly button drawn in. And on an exhale, squeeze the back of the shoulder and open the hands to the side. And inhale as you release forward. Exhale to open. And as you're opening, be careful. You don't want the wrist to turn or to bend up or down. You want to keep the wrist in a straight line off of the elbow. And as you come in, don't let the band pull you in with a release. You want to slowly contract and release back to the start position. Exhale to open, squeezing the back of the shoulders.